G'day guys, it's Kev here from Kev's Collectibles. Picked up some more Star Wars comic books recently, so I thought I'd share those with you. Let's get cracking into it. First up, Star Wars Han Solo and Chewbacca land on a planet of ghosts. This is a mini comic book from 2009. It's the first mini comic book I've ever owned. It's a smaller size compared to the regular comic book you'd normally pick up. And this story, it's got Han and Chewie acquire some precious glowing gems, which they think will pay off their debts. I'm assuming to the Hutts. And the Millennium Falcon runs out of fuel, and they basically have to land on a unnamed planet and to refuel. And when that happens, they get attacked by a horde of undead skeletons, which is a pretty cool story. Another book I've picked up is Star Wars Clone Wars Adventures, which is the first appearance of General Grievous. You can get this from a free comic book day event in 2004. As a companion to my Clone Wars collection that I picked up in my previous video, I've got the free comic day book Star Wars Clone Wars Opress Unleashed, which is the first appearance of Savage Opress, who is Darth Maul's brother. So this is a pretty hot book. Staying with the free comic book day theme, picked up 2 copies of the Clone Wars free comic book day with Kit Fisto on the cover. I think that's who it is. You may notice here that with these particular copies, I noticed in this corner here where the staple is, there's looks like staining, but it's actually I think a print error. It's got sort of like some grey brown ink on the staple there. And if you look on eBay or any other sites, you can see that that print flaw happening quite often with this edition. I picked up another copy of the Clone Wars number 12, but this time it's the newsstand edition. You can see here Star Wars Universe. The regular edition would just say Direct Edition or Direct. I think the print number for number 12, just the regular edition, was quite low at this stage. So to have a newsstand edition, I don't think there'd be many copies around. So it's pretty rare, I'd say. Not the best condition. I think it's probably the VF. Now, I was fortunate enough to recently pick up a local collection of Star Wars Legacy series comic books from 2006. And the first 7 books of the series were Adam Hughes covers, so they're pretty collectible. The first one I've got here is, let me bring these up 1 second, is Zero. Sorry about the glare there. So Zero is kind of like a companion reference guide to the different characters, weapons, and starships in the series. I don't have 0.5 yet, but that's quite a highly sought after one. So hopefully I'll add that to my collection in the future. Now these next 2, these are really good scores. So this one here is actually a 3rd print of number 1, which is ultra rare. So the original first print had a dark grey coloured background with, I think the print run for that was 35,000 copies, according to comicbookrealm.com. And there were only 2,000 copies made of this 3rd print, which has a white background with a silvery lettering, which really makes those characters at the front pop out, which is really awesome. Now the first print was like as I mentioned, was a dark grey colour, but the second print of this had white background as well, but with orange lettering. And part of this collection also had a third print of number 2, which again is ultra rare. And I'm assuming the Comic Book Realm website didn't have actual numbers on how many copies were made, but I'm assuming it's roughly the same as number 1. So yeah, I'm guessing 2,000 copies in existence. Now the second print of this had white background as well with green lettering. So these are really highly sought after. They're ultra rare. And as I mentioned, I picked up a whole bunch of other books in the series. I'll just quickly go through those. Number 3, number 4, 5, 6, and 7, which are all Adam Hughes covers. Got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've seen number 12 with like, see how it's like a green color there. I've seen in a few copies or a couple copies in like a baby blue color, so I don't know whether that's a print error or something, but maybe keep an eye out for those. Number 13, there's a bit of a gap here. Number 17, this one's actually got water damage, so I might have to pick up a new one in the future. Number 18, which is a really awesome cover. That's pretty cool. And number 19. Now, let's move these out of the way. Now, I want to move on and show you the big one I've acquired. I was lucky enough to pick this next book up for a reasonable price before prices went absolutely bonkers. Here it is. Sorry about the camera work there. Clone Wars number 1, CGC 9.6, Dark Horse 100 Special Variant Edition with Dave Filoni cover. So there are only 1,000 copies of this book in existence. The story goes that Dark Horse Comics handed out only 10 copies of this book to 100 lucky store owners. These variants were used by Dark Horse as a promotional tool so that new issues could get extra special attention. So I guess a marketing gimmick, not gimmick, but marketing strategy to get attention for these. So now I'm fortunate enough to have this as well to go with my regular edition, which I showcased in my previous video. Really stoked to have these two now. Obviously the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano and Rex from the Clone Wars series. These books are ultra hot at the moment. Now I've got some links for you. Mercenaut was fortunate enough to actually pick up a newsstand version of this where it says Star Wars Universe in the barcode there, and I'm going to post a video of his video, a link to his video from his channel. And also he recently made a actual appearance, showed his face on a CBSI video, and which also goes through the special newsstand version of this book as well. And I'll post the link to that as well. So yeah, thanks for watching my video, and like and subscribe, and until my next haul, I'll see you guys later. Bye.